Hello, dear brothers and sisters in the world. Here are we again with part 11 from the Enoch 1 Flat Earth Square. And today we have Brian again and Sam again, of course, because that's the most important here to explain everything in this model. And I want to thank both for coming in. And I will say, do your thing, Sam. And after that, Brian, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mono. Yeah, well done, mate. Yeah.
Welcome.
G'day, everybody. I'm really happy to be back here again. I'm really enjoying this process of doing these recordings and hopefully helping people understand the finer pieces of Enoch 1 and his description of cosmology and flat Earth, square flat Earth. So, yeah,
Yeah.
welcome to everybody that hits the play button. Welcome.
Brian?
Morning, thanks for having me back. Welcome to a freezing cold UK. We sat out in this car in 5-degree heat. Well, heat, coldness. It's bloody cold, but yeah, let's go. Let's get on.
Yeah. Okay, thank you both for coming in again, and we will start again. Okay, we have new memes, and I will read the meme, and then Sam will go on about it. From there, I went to another place toward the west, onto the extremities of the earth, where I beheld a fire blazing, running along without cessation, with intermitted its course, neither by day nor by night, but continued always the same. I inquired, saying, What is this which never ceases? Then Raguel, one of the holy angels who were with me, answered and said, This blazing fire which you behold running towards the west is that of all the luminaries of heaven. And it's a Pacific rims times two, ring fire in half, and resonance energy frequency of the sun wave, descending west. And I would say, go on, Sam.
Righto. Um, as I've said to people, what I'm doing at the moment is I'm reading back through Enoch slowly and just searching, seeking for information. And it's amazing. A textbook should be read and reread and reread again and again and again. And it doesn't matter how many times I read Enoch. It's just amazing, all these different little pieces of text that jump out at me. I done a meme the other day on Hawaii and the lava flowing into the sea, but here it is again. I mean, and, it's got to be said that how many people are doing Enochian study of, Enoch's books, and I don't hear any of them bringing this up. They're picking and choosing what they take from Enoch's book. They take what they want and they leave the rest that may expose, the circle. Because there's nowhere in azimuthal equidistant doctrine that can answer this. So it's very obvious, especially when you get to the square flat Earth, what Enoch's describing there. It's the western edge, as I've said before, as the occult call it. The east and west edges are actually called the rims, and the north and south are called the edges. And so, it's important for people to see. I've said it before that in the movies Pacific Rim, that was dealing with Australia, Japan, Hong Kong. Then in the movie Battleship, it was Hawaii, where they had the Rim Pack games. So, it's important that when people... What's that?
I watched that the other day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Battleship.
And so it's important that people don't pick and choose. I got accused today of picking and choosing what text I use, but I don't. I know personally I will use anything, and people are going to see that. I will go to all the books, and we're going to a couple of pages of the Quran coming up at the end here, and and I've got more. There's more coming, with Job, and even the words of Yehoshua, the mystical school teacher. And so, it's important to read the words. Don't make the words mean something that they don't, and read the words and then find the answer. Don't make an answer fit the words. Yeah. So that's it for that one.
Okay, nice. Let you go to another one, and this about the sun. Enoch 1 confirms every single observation, measurable proof of the sun, including the equinox. The sun's path cuts a straight line through the middle of the flat square earth. And there are 5 paintings on it, and the flag of the UK. So Brian, you are with us, I see. And center of the square earth. And center of the square earth, and here you see the arcs, and the sun is going straight along the equator, so to say, and you can see that above, so like here. So what do you want to tell about this?
Well, it's David's done a beautiful job on that meme. Again, I say that with Enoch 1, what we've coined as our cosmology is Enoch 1. And, it joins every dot. Look at the Union Jack, and then you look at the cardinal directions. You can look at the arcs of the sun, north and south. Everything fits. Everything fits. And, I mean, that's only the very tip of the information that we've been able to join together. There's too much. I lose track. I would encourage anyone to research the Sophia Mosque in Turkey. Get in there, have a look at the pictures. And if you get in there, and they've got plenty of pictures of the inside looking up, and really what you're looking at is you're standing inside the sky prism of Enoch 1's flat square earth. And that's, and they don't publicize this mosque very much at all. But this meme's a good meme. It's a really good meme. I congratulate David. He's been an absolute asset with his diligence to research and his ability to put some really nice little videos together and some, very engaging memes that are colourful and very good, very good.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, well done, David.
Okay.
Yeah, just well done to David. Since he's come along, the memes have smashed it. To be fair, mate,
Yep.
Even for me, like I'm a year and a half in, and most of these memes are like, oh yeah, so that's what that means, right? Okay. Because even now, I still
he's
have
encouraging me.
Yeah, it is an encouraging meme.
Yeah.
Well,
it goes well with the one in the bottom right.
He encourages me as well in my meme making to learn from him. I've always in the past been a little bit vague in my memes to try, in my mind, I was trying to create people to make them think, what the hell's Sam on about? What's he doing? What's he saying? I'm trying to encourage people to think. But, when I see the way David's done it, excuse me, I think, yeah, fantastic. A few more words, a little bit smaller print, goes a long way.
Yeah, I think this great done and all in it, and it shows everything. And we can, all people can check it for themselves because the arc here will speak for itself. The sun will travel in a perfectly straight line along the equator, but it arcs for everyone. And you can see it in the building here. It is from 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think it are 5 or 6 gates or 4.
Well, at the end of the day, they had that for the ball. They had that exact same pattern they had for the ball. So it's got to be on the flat earth or you're not on the flat earth. The flat earth has got to have those 2 arcs. Now, the azimuthal equidistant, the circle, pizza pie, whatever you want to call it, it's impossible. They cannot have that south arc that I get down here. They can't have it. It debunks it completely. And so, they had it on the ball, same as they had 2 star spins on the ball. Well, we've got to have them on a flat Earth. Otherwise, we're not even in the fight. We're not even there. Well, obviously, the controlled lie of azimuthal equidistant was only ever designed to debunk and make flat earthers look stupid. Where once you go square and realise we've got a celestial sphere around us, that the stars are placed in the firmament, again for free energy. There's a text that you should pay more attention to. Placed in the stars were placed in the firmament. Celestial sphere, 2 spins. It's not rocket science, literally. It's not. So, yeah, it's I'll shut up about there.
Okay, no, that's great. Okay, we go to the model again back. Job, who was it that devised the channel for the overflowing of the waters? And
Yep.
it is, yeah, go on.
Well, this one is Matt Haynes. Fantastic work. I'm just so grateful that Matt's involved. It just shows you, there's so many dynamic people, really good minds, good talented people all around Enoch One, in our group that we look after and protect. And you can see here, I asked Matt if I could have a close-up of the overflowing of the waters, because there is only 4 places that you can have the channels for the overflowing of the waters because of the cosmic engine, which anyone can witness, the moons, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, just go back to that last one for a second, please, Mono,
Okay.
and enlarge that corner. Enlarge that corner, please, mate. Keep going. You'll see what Matt's done is he's showing you the water. See the water?
Yeah.
And
In this place.
this is what it is.
On the other side.
And you can talk about the Captain Bligh mutiny down off New Zealand. Well, maybe that crew of that bloody ship knew what was down in that corner. And, when they talk, again, they use this tinfoil hat, and they use Pac-Man, and they use all of this invented propaganda to try and ridicule the truth. Well, they also use boats over the edge, don't they? Well, I would say it's bloody true. In the past, when they've had sailing ships, they haven't had this dirty, great big diesel engine with, 12-foot props attached to it. They had sailing ships. So if they got caught down in and around any of those overflows against the current, they're buggered. They're buggered. Whoops, over the edge you go. So I don't think it's bullshit. I really don't. I think it's seriously true. And they're just throwing it in our face to try and make, the average indoctrinated person go, oh, yeah, that's stupid. When actually they're stupid for me. They're stupid for thinking we're stupid, because it's actually real. So this, again, is another one of those texts that free energy won't touch with a 40-foot pole. They won't go near this. Rob Skeeber won't go near this. None of them will go near this. This text is kryptonite to the circle, to the azimuthal equidistant circle, where Enoch, he basically tells us all about it, and yet it's in Job. I mean, that first meme was telling us basically the same thing. And I got to say, it was only one day here I went to the toilet and I looked down at the toilet bowl and seen the S-bend in the back of the toilet bowl. And I went, oh, my God, it's that simple. It's that simple to keep our enclosed system, the water level, at the same level. People will say, oh, but water levels are rising. Water levels are rising. No, they're not. They're not rising at all. It's impossible for them to rise. And they have managed to manipulate the sun's levels, which I want to do a recording on, because we've debunked the lunar tides completely and utterly destroyed it. It's solar. It's all to do with the conductivity of the salt water and the sun's electricity, the sun's ether. and I wanted to do that today, but I got busy finishing my paintings. So it's important that we don't nitpick scripture or anything, you know. We must take all scripture and read it all. And personally, I read it looking for the descriptions of the flat earth. I mean, here's another one that they won't touch. When it says about the morning stars, Venus is the morning star. Well, I'm sorry, you can go and look in the Bible and it reads the morning stars. That's plural. That's more than one. Morning stars sang. Now, we've got evidence to show there's more than one Venus. Now, if there's more than one Venus, this system is not a system of chaos. Everything's got balance. So you're going to have more than one Mars. You're going to have more than one Jupiter. You're going to have more than one Saturn. And this is the research that people need to get off their ass and get down and get serious about. Yeah. Because, yeah, okay, we've got this far. We're not done yet. There's more to do. We've got to get there. We've got to keep going. Don't stop. Yeah.
Okay.
And yes, there's the 6 gates there as well, like you were going to say, Mono. You're right. There's the 6 gates, and gates is an electrical term. You know, we're living in an electric realm.
Yeah. And you can see the sun coming from the back here and from the top then.
Yep. And you can see in the center there how Matt has, what's he got there? He's got 2, 4, 6, basically 6 suns. When we were discussing all of this, what we're trying to get the point across to people is it's holographic. It's wherever you are, everybody sees a different sun, but it is the same wave coming across the earth. But everybody sees the sun in a different position. It's holographic. It's the only way, because it's only bloody, 38,000 feet high, 12 kilometres. You know, and it's obvious, holographics, and it's a wave. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Next one. Please enlarge and look carefully at the channel of the overflowing of the waters, the flat earth as Enoch describes. The natural system of water overflowing filtered through the earth substrates, yeah. Then to naturally press it back through for the major river system sources. And there is a lot of text on it, and people can see that for themselves.
Yes, they can.
2 Venuses, source, sun, lenses, the moon, and here you can see the Venuses, but here too, and here too, because they go around, and here too, and people can read it for themselves, and you can tell what you want to tell about.
Well, can you just enlarge it like I showed you, mate, down on that corner, right up for people to see the channel of the overflowing of the water, side on. See? Now, that's coming out, and the force field of the sky, the prism, keeps all of this contained. And as the Russians did, they drilled 8 Mile, and then we had that dude that went down in the submarine that was bouncing off that substrate. God knows, he was very deep. So there's an 8 Mile barrier underneath us as well. And so what's happening, and it's all in Enoch. It's all in Enoch, and we don't pick and choose the text that we read. We actually read the whole lot and apply it to our model, which makes Enoch 1 undebunkable free energy. You've got the water overflowing, keeping level. It's coming through underneath in the Great Artesian Ocean, basically, because we know that in Australia they've got 2 and 3 foot pipes drilled right down into it, and it comes screaming out at red hot temperature. It comes up through the mountain systems, which they've completely bullshitted us through our schooling. It's all snow, and it's just ridiculous, that amount of water coming from snow. It's just absolute ridiculous. And then you look at all the river systems like the Ganges river system in India, and how they believe it's sacred. Well, we know why now. We know why. Because it's coming from below. It's coming from underneath. It's the recycled, filtered water coming from underneath the earth, fully electrically charged and ready to heal whatever you want or need to be healed. And that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. And that's all. It's all in Enoch. He tells it all. It's all in Enoch. But of course, us guys in Enoch 1, we don't read text properly, and we only pick and choose what we want. Yeah, like hell we do. We read the whole bloody lot and we apply it to what we do.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can
Right.
see again the suns from the angles, the sunset, the sunrise, and just
Yep.
okay. And we go to here. This is your model. You did finish it a little.
Yeah, I finished it enough for the painting side of it now. I've prettied it up. I've put the overflowing of the water channel. I've put the lava river there now. It's got all Enoch's winds. The moons don't need to be named. We know what their names are in Enoch. So it's done as far as what I needed it. Because originally, like 3 years ago, as I said before, I was sitting here and it was all in my head, and I was going bonkers trying to think of it all as new information I was getting shown, and I'm trying to apply it all. And most of the time I was going to bed and I'm trying to actually dream this shit and run a 3D animation in my head to try and put it all together. And so then I was out here one day and, a command come through my mind: do a painting of it and I'll show you how it works. And, I'm not a painter, but this is what I did. And it's worked, because without that painting, I wouldn't have been able to do what's happened. Because I could sit here and I could just stare at it, and I could see it and work things out. It's so without that painting, I wouldn't have known. And all the winds are on there. All Enoch's description of the winds that no one ever wants to talk about. This is one of those texts that most flat Earth channels don't touch, because if you actually do sit down and read the winds description, it's of a flat, square Earth. All right, so we don't duck and dive away from text and descriptions. We take it on the chin. Whatever's coming, we take it, and we get down to the business of understanding what it is we're reading and show it to everybody that we can. Flat, square Earth.
Yeah. And you made here the checkered board, and that was only to show the controllers. And on the other side is the dude.
Well, on the sides here, you've got
Mason.
police. You've got armed forces, Mason, Rosicrucians. Another one I can't quite read. Knights of Malta. You've got UN, Illuminati, Roman Catholic Jesuits, Ashkenazi, Kazakhstan, and then the last one in that line of checkerboard is Cain's Land, which is Kazakhstan. Then on here, because fairy tales lied to us. That's just the way it is. Fairy tales lied to us. And down the bottom here, you've got Jack and the Beanstalk. So down you've got just a growth of lies. Down the bottom here, you've got Big Bang. Then you've got evolution. Then you've got dinosaurs. Then you've got government. Yeah, occult government. Then you've got nuclear, because nukes are fake. Yeah. Nukes are fake.
Yeah.
War's fake. So then you've got down is up is down. And this is just the way they run things. Then you've got white is black is white. And then the last one up there is fantasy is reality. Reality is fantasy. So that's what's there. And then I've just put around here, love is truth. Love the truth. The path is narrow. Knock, but I did not know you. There's just, I like to put a lot of things in, and so that's finished now. And I'm very satisfied, really satisfied that it's done.
Yeah, and on the top is upon the circle of the earth. That's on
Yep, the
the last
throne,
one. Yeah, yeah.
the throne
The
of the
throne.
Most High.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. No, great. It's a good thing. You need to have the vision for it, so to say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need to get it framed and so forth now if I end up keeping it. If somebody wants to give me a good price there, they can have it. But as Brian said earlier, I might look into see if I can get some prints done up.
Yeah, yeah. I
I think
think
that's
that
a
is a
bad
better.
idea.
That's a better way. I think it's better to make posters of them. And
Well, yes and no. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not addicted to stuff anymore.
no,
I'm,
no, but that's not the point. But
well, it is.
I think the posters are better for if they wanna buy it. Yeah, that will be great. But if you have posters, you have more copies, of course. More.
you say you've got a longer income.
No, no, not especially because if you sell 100 posters, say for $10, or someone pay you 1,000 for the painting, you have the same money, of course. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah, mate. No,
it's shared with more people that like it. That's what it's all
yeah,
about. Yeah.
yeah. That's a good. Now that's a good attribute. That's a good way to coerce me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That
you got
was
to
my
get it out there.
that was my point.
Good on you, mono.
Okay, you did finish also the other painting, and
Yeah, I did.
you did
I did.
include the sun and the moons on the other side, so to say.
Yep, as I should have. And, I put the violet there because outside of our prison home is ultraviolet light. It's not broken down into the rainbow. That only happens as it's projected in here.
Yeah,
Then I've shown the fire edges, the rims either side, enclosed by that slight blue shield of the sky. Then I just blacked out the corners just to give the representation that it's inside the sphere.
yeah.
Um,
Also the
and
water flow.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's all
yeah,
there.
yeah,
Yeah, it's all
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Everything's there. Um, and as we found out, I couldn't believe it, but most people won't realise. Can they see me? Oh, hang on. But when I first painted that, we were blown away in the group that bloody how you seen it tonight, Mono, with the lion. I mean, originally I'd never seen it, but there's a lion in here that my eyes don't see very easily. Where am I?
Yeah,
This way?
there.
That
Yeah,
way?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That way. I don't see this lion in here, but you do. I see the Queen of England in here. In here. She's there, loud as you like. And there's her head. There's her hat. There's a Baphomet in here. Now, none of this I planned when I painted it. Not one of it, especially her. And they call the Himalayan mountains the crown of Earth. And it's bloody on her head. So you can't write this stuff. You just can't write it. Amazing.
Controlled by the dark forces.
I think so. Because I tell you, when I first started posting it on the group and people were coming back showing me what they seen, I was dumbfounded. I was actually a little bit shaky about it because I thought, what the hell is working around me? I don't like that she's actually in my painting. I don't like that.
Yeah.
She shouldn't be there.
Let me see if I turn it. How the animals are called that you feed? That comes
Got
near your home.
possums.
Yeah, but if
Possums.
I think I see here one, a little. If I turn it.
I don't know, mate. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
Maybe it's a kangaroo. I don't know.
yeah. Can be two. Can be two.
I don't know.
Yeah,
The
but
main one, the main one for me was the Queen, because the Queen is really obvious. That is just blatantly, bloody, horribly obvious.
The main one for me is that goat-looking thing.
The Baphomet, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only, and I can kind of see an eye on the right-hand side and the little nose.
Yeah.
I can kind of see the lion and the goat.
yeah,
It's kind of ugly, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got that ugly feel about it.
yeah.
Mm.
So people
Mm.
don't get nightmares when you're looking at it.
Well, as I said to you, I'm the one that painted that. So when I sit back and looked at it, it kind of shits me up the wall that she got on there.
Yeah.
Because how the hell did you get on there? Because there's even a picture that Tyson found where she's wearing a blue dress and she's got the same hat with the floral with flowers around it. And you put it up beside it, and I've got it on my phone somewhere, the meme, and you kind of go, wow, shit, where did that come from?
Yeah.
But anyway,
Okay.
yeah, they're done, and it was a 3-year project, but they're done.
Great. Great. So
Looking good.
people. Yeah. Go on.
Now
Yeah,
all we
looking good.
need now is the animation.
Yeah. 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 That will be great. That will be great.
It
And
really would be.
yeah. Yeah. With all included what you know now, and I think when
Yeah.
you get the animation, you will get maybe also the points that you didn't has had grasp already, so to
Yeah,
say.
well, for me, a lot of it is I focus so hard on trying to describe and talk to people, and I'm thinking of memes because we're always in this growth mode of expansion of trying to help other people understand um, up until this point, and the painting, and we've always been in this really strong research mode where we're sort of not anymore, in the fact that we've got all of the basics down now. All we're left with now is the one face of the moon and the mechanics of the sun's window, and then some fun. We can have fun with all of our P900s now and P1000s in our group of good, honest people. We can start tackling the wanderers, and we'll turn that upside down in no time flat, I reckon.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
we're at the really enjoyable part of this journey now, I believe, in Enoch 1,
yeah. Okay, let's go to the next one. We did go over it, but I think you have something to say. It's
you think? Do you think?
yeah, of course. It's a job.
Well,
Yeah, go on.
I think it's just another one of these where free energy likes to say to me that we pick and choose our text. No, we don't. They pick and choose. We don't pick and choose. I don't know how they can make it mean anything other than what we've got it there now. A tent. I don't see square tents. Um, Hanging the earth on nothing. Show me a model that hangs their earth on nothing. There's, stretches out the heavens, stretches out the north over empty space. We actually adhere to the four corners.
Yeah,
So we don't pick and choose our text. We actually read the text and go looking for the answers to the text. And I think we've done a wonderful job. I really do.
yeah, yeah. It is like an Indian tent. If you had the
Mm.
top with it, and that's in that time how they make tents. If you,
And I think
Yeah.
they call that a tabernacle, don't
yeah,
Tabernacle, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
they? Funny that.
Yeah, funny. And as I was doing some research in my book as well about the cosmic tent of Sammy.
Ah, cosmic tent of
Yeah.
Sammy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shit.
the cosmic tent.
I'll see if I can find the passage. I'll see if I can find the passage. I'll send it to you.
Yeah,
They did know you in the past already.
something. Well, I remember when we had that predictive spell check thing where it said, what was it? I was born for. And you
Yeah.
hit the first one on the left. The first time I hit that, it was like you were born, well, I was born to bring the true flat earth model to blah, 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 blah. And it's like shit, my jaw hit the deck. My jaw just hit the ground. What? Where'd this come from? And I tried it like 3, 4, 5 times, and it kept giving me the same bloody thing. So it's pretty amazing stuff, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let's go on. Wesley Resender did make it, I
Indeed.
think. Our true cosmology is a circle with, yeah, I missed some text, is a circle, a square prism with a square prism inside. Isaiah 40 verse 22, I think. With two main lights, sun and moon. Inside the prism, we have two sun projections named Arjaris and Thomas, and
Aries and
Aries
Thomas.
and Thomas, and four moon projections named Asonia, Ebla, Benasse, and
Bernays.
Benes and Area. Each one of
Yep.
those projections running through the six gates described by Enoch. And
Well, what I wanted to do, because I don't know whether people will notice, but Wesley, uh,
Resender,
right, Resenda, he
Reasonder.
deserves he deserves a pat on the back because he's going into, you know, um, proper like troll, flat Earth, come ball groups, and he's taken Enoch one out, and he's fighting. He's doing a good job. He really is doing a good job, and he put that together, that meme, and he gets a pat on the back from me, and I say thank you very much, mate. You're doing a top job. He quite often tags me, and I'll go over and just give him a hand, and I think he's doing a top job, really good job. And down the bottom, it's good for people to see. The left-hand side is equinox. The middle one is my summer, south summer. The last one is the north summer, which Brian wishes it was now.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, oh goody, it's just started to sleep.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I will make it bigger. People that see it like this.
Yeah. And that's how it works, guys. They took 12 hours from the Atlantic. They put it. They had to take some time from somewhere. They had to lose the sun because they needed only one sun, one moon. So they took 12 hours from the Atlantic. They put it out on the Pacific to knit the circle, the original Vedic circle, together. They got that. Then they moved on to the ball. Well, you take that 12 hours back from the Pacific, which we've proven, and you put it back over the Atlantic and a whole heap of other research, and voila, there you go. I don't really like being the person that has to bring this out to the people, to the world, but it is what it is.
Yes. And if it is what it is, then you need to spread the word, we say in the Netherlands.
Well, you do.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Okay. Uh, Longitude and latitude, parallel lines of four, square, flat earth, hard my ass.
Yeah. Oh, my God, they shit me. They do. They shit me. You know, how many people buy it too? You know, they know this system lies through its eye teeth. It just, everything it does is a lie. And yet you'll see people posting these sort of pictures around, and it'll be harp. Oh my God, harp. It's not harp at all. All you've got to do is Google longitude and latitude and look for the definition. And it says parallel lines of force. Now, I don't know any circle that has parallel lines. It's not possible. It's impossible to have a circle with parallel lines. So, how simple is that? That's square Earth.
Yeah.
That is what they measure, our magnetic lines that they measure in aircraft and on boats. This is how they navigate the flat square Earth. They use them things.
Yeah.
They're your ley lines. That is your ley lines. Not all of this other hyped up bag of bullshit that they've got about 10 layers of friggin' rubbish of all of these different geometric lines, and they line up with this pyramid and that pyramid and this pyramid. Bullshit. Utter bullshit. How do we know where any of those land masses really are? We don't. So it's all bullshit.
Okay.
And the proof is right there. The proof is there. It's square. The Earth is square. Well, you show me a map of a square Earth. So throw away your ley lines. Just throw them away. Put them in the bin. They don't work. It's just more lies of layers and layers and layers and layers of lies just to keep you at sea, as they would say, keep you at sea. Where the truth is very simple. There is your ley lines right there. That's your ley lines.
Yeah, and you can
Equal
see really,
parallel lines. Yep. That's your ley lines.
and here the same. Yeah, I never did
Yeah.
see this. I never did see this. And that's the point. A lot of people see different things in their own countries, of course, and that's they go out from their own side, so to say. So I go out from my side, but you have a whole different side in your country. I was never in Australia, so I don't know how it looks there if I am there, and that's how we are a little hold back, so to say, because we don't know everything. We weren't everywhere, and I never did see this. I really never did see it. It's ridiculous. Yeah,
Well, it's why they had to set this army up, because it's the internet, mate. I
yeah,
mean, the internet's just opened up our synapses. There's Mono, Sam, and Brian, and we're just three synapses. And all of a sudden, the internet's linked billions and billions of synapses together. And knowledge, when they, in their fake book of Revelations, and they say knowledge will increase in them days, well, they knew what they were going to bloody do.
yeah,
They needed the internet to link their super magnets, CERN and the other. There's about 20 all up. They had to invent the internet to link them together, so they could use them to. That's their earthquake machines. When they dump at CERN, it's not just CERN; it's the other ones as well. That's when they're creating earthquakes and shit like that using these super magnets.
Yeah.
And the internet was never meant for us. It was just it was a side issue. So they've already built an army of confusion agents, if you like, and they've got a whole army of. I'm halfway inclined tonight to speak my Aussie lingo, my Aussie slang, but I'm controlling it a little bit. Where there's just all of these different organisations that are all out selling books, and man, they're selling a different book every freaking week, and it's all about the Messiah this, and it's the lost book of it's the lost book of this and the lost book of that and the lost book of this, and oh my God, it's just nauseating. And so they set that up 20, 30 years ago, ready for the internet, to try and confuse all us synapses from joining the dots, like as simple as this: longitude and latitude equals parallel lines of force. How simple is that? It's
yeah,
just so simple, it's scary.
yeah. If you know about it, yeah. But if you don't, then I can say I never did see it, so I will never know about it if I didn't see it. And that's the problem with the internet, of course, because you also have uh, uh, the other side of it, that people see more things than they normally should see. So I never seen it, and now I see it. Yeah, I did never see it before, really.
Uh, I just keep asking why. I never stop asking why. If I see something on the internet, I might read somebody else's opinion, but if it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't sit right with me, then I will go research it until I find an answer that fits, that an answer that is applicable, that works. Otherwise, I just don't stop until I get one that works.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Hmm.
we go to the next one, and that is some text from the Quran. And we
Do you want
started.
me to read that?
Yeah, well, if you want, of
All right.
course.
Exalted is he who created all pairs, from what the earth grows, and from themselves, and from that which they do not know. See, now that one's pretty vague. That one's pretty vague. But I mean, if Sally was here, Sally would go, this is what that means. Blah, blah, blah. But now go to the next one. I just want to show people that the Quran has rich wisdom and descriptions in it. And a sign for them is night, is the night. We remove from it the light of day, so they are left in darkness. Well, that's another one that's vague to me. But, you know, if you sat and pondered it long enough, you'd probably find some common sense in it. And the sun runs on course toward its stopping point. Wow, it's got a stopping point. What about that? So what model of flat Earth or ball Earth has a stopping point for the sun? Oh, Enoch. Enoch 1. I guess that's because we look around and look at all the different books and look at all the different texts to get an understanding of where we live, unlike free energy. Toward its stopping point. That is the determination of the exalted in might, the knowing. Well, that's pointing to the Most High, I'm sure. Next one. And the moon we have, and the moon we have determined for its phases until it returns, appearing like the old date stalk. So I'd say the old date stalk is probably invisible. Maybe that's at conjunction. We have determined for its phases until it returns. Yeah, it returns, goes through its conjunction, comes out the new moon maybe. But anyway, next one.
Okay, that's the last one.
Good. It's not allowable for the sun to reach the moon. And Brian, you have a crack at this one, mate. You have a crack. Can you read that?
Yeah, it is not allowable for the sun to reach the moon, nor does the night overtake the day, but each in an orbit is swimming.
What do you reckon?
Well, the first part tells me there's no eclipse. The second part shows me about that Dan Dimension video with the day and the night, and how the sun pulls all the neons and the what are they called? Gases, inert gases. But the swimming one, like we said before, obviously we're going to assume that they're swimming in water.
But that's, I think, like I said before, we assume that, and we should never assume anything. We need to think laterally to get to the answers. And you know, as I said to you guys before, two little fish are swimming, and the old fish comes up and says, "What are you two kids doing?" And the two little fish say, "We're looking for the water. We're trying to find the water." And the old matey just laughs and snickers and swims off. But meanwhile, these two little kid fishes, two little children fishes, they're still running around in the ocean trying to find the water. They couldn't find the water because they were swimming in it. And it's no different. I think that we have all different substrates in these realms that we live in. There's our realm, what we see as air or ether. We see it here, and we think that we're the only ones. But then dolphins and whales, they have another complete different substrate, but they think they're the only ones. Then you've got outside of the prism, which they call the Sha'a'im. That's why I put the violet here, ultraviolet. They've got the Sha'a'im. So then you go to Shambhala, Asgard, heaven. What are they in? They're in another substrate. Then you can go to the other realms which are connected at the axis points to the tumbler lock of the circle of the earth, and they're more dense. So are they what? Are they thicker than water? But they think they're the only ones, and it's just a matter of having an open mind, and I think it's really important.
It's interesting, that last bit. I might ask Sally what that means.
That'd be a good one too, Brian.
In an orbit is swimming. That's the only bit I don't really get.
Is that the next one, is it, Mano?
The next one is this one, yeah.
What do we got on that one? Lord, this is good. This one's got a couple of good bits in it. Lord of the heavens and the earth and all that is between them, and the Lord of the suns. Plural. Suns, risings. You know? Now, this is in the Quran. What do? Oh, we ignore it because it's in the Quran. No, bull. We have adorned the lowest heaven with an adornment, the planets. Go the next one. I like the idea that this come past me and it was from the Quran. We should come together, all of us. We should come together and share information and have guarded it against all rebellious Satans, all rebellious accusers.
Satan.
Accusers. Yeah. They cannot hear anything from the exalted assembly of angels, and they are pelted from every side. Don't know. Next one. Wow.
Repulsed, and for them is a perpetual punishment.
Punishment.
Yeah.
Well, they're probably getting thrown with stones by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
In the previous text. Is that it on that one?
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah.
I just wanted to show people that we're not shy of text. We'll look at all text. We're Christian, all of these Christian brainwashed people that run around picking and choosing the scripture that they want to brainwash people with. They don't look here again. Here's Job again. Who was it that devised the overflowing of the channel for the overflowing of the waters? And then there's Yehoshua's words himself. The mystery of the sons of my house. Keep the mystery for me and the sons of my house. Now, it boggles my brain that they come on my channel and want to accuse me of all sorts of stupid shit. And yet, as far as I can see, for the last 3 years, I've tried to be as lateral-minded and open-minded as I can possibly be to get to the truth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but I did see in my experience that if people cannot grasp it or are into a certain thinking that they have knowledge, they will not grasp it, of course, because they have a fixed belief. A fixed belief. I've been saying before, a fixed belief is nothing, because a belief is not be sure for always. Yeah. So you need to be sure, and that's what you say. You want to stay asking why, what it means, and what it really means. Yeah, and that's important. Yeah, we cannot say sons and we say, oh, it's one son, for example. So okay.
Well, you got that word in Arabic. You got the word in Arabic for 2 moons, haven't you? Amarin, I think it was. It was my dad worked at a hotel in Egypt, and it was called Sheikh El Amarin, and it literally translates. Right? Yeah.
2 moons.
2 moons, yeah.
Oh, there you go. I hadn't heard that, Brian.
Yeah.
It's going to prove me wrong, though, isn't it?
No, it's not translated, of course. And if I
did get it, thingied on the page, but I'll ask Sally again. Oh no.
Okay.
Isn't it good, when we've got our... You go, Brian.
When you Google it, the translation, it's quite funny because it takes you to this guy who's a singer, a famous Arabic singer.
Yeah.
They just hide it, don't they? They hide it all. You can't Google anything these days.
No, it's amazing how they smother. They smother information. I've said it before. If you want to go and Google Hawaiian sunsets, you will get Pac-Man. Oh my God, Pac-Man! They generated a whole series of cartoon Pac-Man series, and it's all loaded up in Hawaiian sunsets. So you can't get virtually any decent Hawaiian sunsets. Then if you want to go and Google Norse mythology or Norse cosmology, then you will get Pokemon. And they generated a whole series of Pokemon, and it was all about sun and moon. And so whenever you Google, it's just loaded to the gunnels with Pokemon. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, with the Pokemon, it's a little strange when they throw that up here. Everybody go outside. You see everybody with his walking with his telephone and looking for the
Yeah,
Pokemon. And then I think, well, you have nothing. You know, you find nothing. Only some logo or a puppet on your screen. You
fresh
know.
air.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. But you walk in the game trials in the Netherlands, so I don't know if that is or is that if that is right. So
But
we,
again, I say it again, and hopefully more people hear me. That Pokemon Go, I can be sitting here and I've got a Pokemon on my knee that 10,000 mobile phones, say within 100 kilometres, all know that Pokemon is on my knee. Digitally,
yeah,
that Pokemon is on my knee. So that Pokemon is on my knee. It is on my fucking knee. It's in the Matrix.
yeah,
And the
Mm.
phones are reading the Matrix.
yeah,
So what they're doing with that Pokemon Go is they are laughing at these people. They're laughing at us. They're showing us how much control of technology they have.
yeah,
That they can put a Pokemon on Brian's knee sitting there now, and they could be in an office in Sydney, but can put that Pokemon on Brian's knee. That 10,000 people within Brian's vicinity, they know that Pokemon's there.
yeah,
So it is there.
yeah,
Now that's pretty major control.
yeah. Poke a
Yeah.
man, poke a man. You should say,
Yeah,
Well,
Pokemon.
maybe, I
yeah,
don't know.
Both in front of
Pokemon,
the man.
yeah, poke
yeah,
a man.
Both in front of the man.
Yeah,
possible.
yeah, yeah,
Definitely possible.
Just
yeah,
another way to control the masses, isn't it? You know,
Ah, yeah,
like football and sports, all sports. I don't really
yeah.
watch that. I don't really watch that anymore. You know,
No,
I've got time for that. I don't read a newspaper. I don't watch the news.
neither do I. Neither do I. I used to, love it all. As you and I have said before, Brian, I used to love it all, and
Yeah.
mono, but I don't now. All I focus on now is me truth. I just focus on my truth. At least I have one thing in my world that I know that I can lean on, and that's Enoch on the truth.
yeah,
When a debate is lost, slander becomes the tool of the loser,
yeah,
and they come and visit. They come and visit your YouTube site because they got nothing better to do.
yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah.
they're getting paid.
Yeah, or they're getting paid.
Yeah, for real, people do all for money, and that's the problem. I think.
Yeah. Ah, look, it's all good. I'm not out to judge anybody now. It does annoy me when they come on. They're supposed to be flat earthers, and they come on my channel and trying to throw mud around. Well, don't do that. Come and talk to me. Let's be real. Let's be researchers together, brother.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that's
don't
my. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
don't come on my YouTube channel and start throwing mud. Well, if you're going to do that, don't come on my YouTube channel.
Yeah,
It is that simple.
yeah,
Keep your big beak out. Keep your nose out of my business. I keep my nose out of your business. You keep your nose out of my business. All good.
yeah, yeah. Throwing prisms will be a better thing.
Yeah. But
Okay.
anyway,
Um,
is that it? Is it, Mono?
yeah, that is it. And I have only this one I want to show for the people how they go ahead with it and fool us with things that are the same as in the past and that they follow, so to say, the ancient times. I will say.
Mm,
Yeah.
Yeah,
battery
history
packs.
repeats itself, isn't it? Just everything repeats itself constantly.
Yeah.
You have a reset, and then they start again with the same plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yep.
that's right. Because that was Sam already was saying 4 times, but
Mm,
they have no imagination more than
No.
only the script, and they do the same
mm,
script every time. They play every time the same game, and
mm.
Maybe they're stuck on Groundhog Day.
Yes. Yeah, Brian. Yeah. Over and over and
Over
over and
again.
over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
And then that film's all about, I think it was about karma, really, because you'll relive the life that you lived before until you like right mistakes or become a better person or what. I don't know.
I
It's just
think
something I feel.
I really do. I think karma is something really powerful. I really do. I think karma is probably the most powerful law of the Most High. I really do. And I think that it's not spoken of enough or at all on purpose, because I do believe that I think it's probably one of the biggest keys to this whole mess that we're in now.
Yeah.
What's the old saying? What goes around comes around.
Yeah, mate. Yep. Absolutely. Well, all right, fellas.
Not on the square earth, though. Hey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
people.
And we're staying here too.
Yeah,
Yeah, damn.
of course.
We're not going nowhere.
Yeah. Or we go. We
Right.
don't go anywhere.
No.
No.
Well, I'm Australian. I'm allowed to be lazy with my English.
Yeah, I'm from the Netherlands. My English is not my native language, so I have an excuse, so to say.
Well, you're probably better than me.
Yeah.
Australians are bloody hopeless when it comes to English.
No, I can understand you well. I can understand you well. That's that I need to say. Some people are yeah, they have some accent that I think if they go too fast already, you do not speak so fast too. And if they go too fast, then I cannot keep up with it, you know. But I can hear you very well, and
Good.
pronouncing is good and that kind of thing. Otherwise, I will not understand everything you say, you know.
All right. Well, I want to say just now, before we close off, I want to apologise to anybody out there that may have got offended by me tonight. I'm a little bit hot-blooded tonight because of people sticking their nose into business that's not theirs. And I don't like it. But for me to get upset is not correct, and so I want to apologise. But I've said my piece now. Yeah. And I think I've shown him myself that for all of us that there's nothing we haven't looked at in Enoch 1. I believe we have some of the best researched truthers anywhere on the internet in Enoch 1.
That's my only group. I don't have any other groups. I don't frequent any other group because I just get blocked anyway.
Yes.
You know what I mean? One day, Wesley put me in that Enoch group. I was in there one day, saw something, said a couple of words, and that was it. Blocked. Never mind.
Never mind. Well, we can't stop them. We can't stop them. All we can do is focus on ourselves and focus on our journey. And anybody that's what they say, you know, if somebody's resonating at the right vibration, then they'll hear us, you know. And it seems to be the group's growing well, and there's a lot of really good quality people that are talking to me. And Sam, can you put me in the group? Put me in the group. And they're good quality people that are good, honest thinkers. And that's really good sign. Really good sign.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Okay, we will leave it at that. And I want to thank you both, of course, for coming in again. I want to thank the people for watching again. And I hope you have a little knowledge more than before. And that all is going well with everybody. And we say again...
Hang on.
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah.
Enjoy your weather, my friend. Enjoy your weather. Okay.
Back off.
Yeah.
I am shivering my little butt off.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, guys.
Right.
Honestly, thank you. And thank you, Mono.
Okay. Welcome all. And peace.
Peace.
Peace.